5 morning habits that create success. 1. The wake-up shift. For years, my mornings were a disaster. I would hit the snooze button again and again, telling myself I deserved just 5 more minutes of sleep. By the time I actually got out of bed, I was already behind. I would rush through, getting ready, gulp down coffee, and sit in front of my computer, feeling scattered and unprepared. That all changed when I decided to commit to waking up at the same time every single day. It didn't matter if I went to bed late or if I felt tired. I told myself that the alarm meant get up. The first few days were difficult, but within 2 weeks, my body adapted. The act of standing up immediately, drinking a full glass of water, and breathing deeply for just a couple of minutes sent a powerful message to my brain. The day had started, and I was in control. That discipline created momentum. Suddenly, mornings no longer felt like a struggle. Instead of stumbling into the day half asleep, I was alert and steady. The important part wasn't about waking up extremely early, like 5 a.m., as many gurus suggested, was about consistency. When your brain trusts that it will wake up at the same time every day, it reduces stress, regulates energy, and builds a foundation for everything that follows. 2. Movement before screens. The biggest trap most of us fall into in the morning is grabbing our phone the second we wake up. We scroll through emails, social media, and notifications, letting the world control our attention before we've even taken a breath. I broke that habit by replacing it with movement. As soon as I finished drinking water, I gave myself 15 minutes of light exercise. Sometimes it was stretching, sometimes push-ups, sometimes a quick jog around the block. Nothing extreme, nothing fancy. But those 15 minutes changed everything. I realized that movement is like flipping a switch for the body and brain. My blood started flowing, my heart rate increased, and my mind felt sharper. By the time I sat down to work, I wasn't groggy or distracted anymore. I was fully awake. What's more, I noticed I didn't even need as much coffee. The natural energy from movement made me more focused and calm. Compare this to mornings when I used to sit on the couch, scrolling my phone. The difference was night and day. If you want to triple your productivity, don't underestimate this. Move your body before you let the world into your head. 3. Fuel for focus. Once I had the wake-up routine and movement locked in, the next game changer was how I fueled my body. Before, I used to grab a heavy breakfast bread, fried food, or whatever was quick. The result? My energy spiked for an hour, then crashed, leaving me sluggish and unfocused. Now, I keep it simple and intentional. I drink a second glass of water, sometimes with lemon or a pinch of salt, and eat a light breakfast, usually eggs, fruit, or oats with nuts. Nothing too heavy, but nutrient-rich enough to keep my energy steady. What surprised me most wasn't just the physical effect, it was the mental clarity. A clean breakfast feels like clean fuel for the brain. I could sit down at my desk without brain fog or cravings, and I noticed I stayed focused for longer stretches. Even my mood improved. When you think about it, your first meal literally sets the tone for how you'll perform mentally throughout the day. I also cut out the habit of drinking coffee first thing. Instead, I delay caffeine until about an hour after waking up, once my natural cortisol peak has passed. That small shift eliminated the jittery feeling and afternoon crash. So, here's the rule. Start light, stay clean, and don't rely on coffee as a crutch. If you feed your body smart in the morning, you'll notice how much sharper your mind becomes. 4. The 20-minute deep work. Sprint. The most powerful part of my morning routine is this: 20 minutes of uninterrupted deep work before checking any notifications or messages. I call it the golden sprint. After water, movement, and fuel, my brain is in peak state. That's when I pick one important task, the one that will make the biggest difference that day, and I dive in. No phone, no social media, no distractions, just 20 minutes of pure focus. At first, 20 minutes didn't seem like much, but I quickly realized something. Those 20 minutes often set the tone for my entire day. By making progress on something meaningful right away, I built momentum and confidence. It's like telling your brain, we win early. And once you get that early win, it becomes much harder to waste the rest of the day. Over time, those sprints compounded into massive productivity. Reports that used to take me days got finished in hours. Ideas that stayed stuck in my head started to flow. The key isn't the length of time, it's the quality and focus. If you dedicate even 20 distraction-free minutes every morning to deep work, you'll feel like you've tripled your output. And trust me, you'll look at people who start their day by scrolling TikTok and realize the advantage you have. 5. Reflection and reset. The final piece of my morning routine is reflection. It only takes about 5 minutes, but it ties everything together. Once I've finished my sprint, I sit down with a notebook and ask myself 3 questions. 1. What am I grateful for today? 2. What's the one thing I need to focus on next? 3. How do I want to show up? This practice grounds me. Instead of being pulled into chaos, I step back and decide how I want to live the day. Gratitude keeps me from obsessing over stress or comparing myself to others. The one thing keeps me from drowning in a to-do list. And the last question reminds me that my attitude is a choice. Sometimes I want to show up patient, sometimes bold, sometimes combat. The point is, I choose. That mindset shift is huge. It prevents my day from being controlled by outside forces. Reflection also helps me spot patterns. When I look back at my notes, I can see what's working, what's draining me, and where I need to adjust. In a way, it's like running daily diagnostics on your life. And the best part, it only takes 5 minutes. You don't need hours of journaling, you just need intention. That small act of reflection might be the most underrated productivity hack of all. Final word. This entire morning routine takes me about 45 minutes. Wake-up shift, movement, fueling, a deep work sprint, and reflection. It's simple, flexible, and sustainable. And yet, the impact has been profound. My productivity has tripled, not because I work longer hours, but because I start the day with clarity, energy, and focus. The old version of me stumbled into the day reactive, stressed, and distracted. The new version walks into the day with momentum, confidence, and purpose. The difference is night and day. And here's the truth. You don't need to copy my exact routine. What matters is that you create your version, a set of habits that prime your mind and body for the best possible day. Maybe for you, it's meditation instead of exercise. Maybe it's writing instead of deep work. The structure isn't the point. The point is intention. If you spend your first 45 minutes each day on autopilot, don't be surprised when the rest of your day feels scattered. But if you spend those same 45 minutes intentionally, you'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish. The morning doesn't just shape your productivity, shapes your life. And the question you need to ask yourself is simple. How do you want to start tomorrow?